Hey y'all, what's going on? I'm here for Black Ink Crew Chicago Season 3, Episode 2. Um, yeah, seems like there's a lot of confusion going on already. You guys know I wasn't able to be in here for Episode 1, but I did watch Episode 1. And I'ma just, give y'all my stance on this whole Ryan and Van in the shop shit or whatever. I'm neutral. As of right now, I'm gonna say I'm neutral when it comes to this situation, because I get both sides of it. From Van's perspective, when it comes to the whole convention thing or whatever Ryan went to on his own, in episode 1, they showed, a playback of Ryan and Van having a conversation, and it did seem like Ryan kind of reneged. It seemed like Ryan was going to take them or whatever, this, that, and the third, and then at last minute he decided to, just do the shit by himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, it did seem like he kind of reneged on them. You know what I mean? Also, too, though, Ryan, you gave Kat hell in season 1. And the Ghetto View, she also said this as well. In her review last week, you gave Kat hell for doing her own shit or whatever. You kept on talking about how this is a family, or whatever. But then you go out and do the same thing. So now it seemed like you being a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? After you came down on her so hard or whatever. And also, too, I understand what Van is saying about how if it wasn't for them, it wouldn't be 9mag, them, meaning him, 4 and Kat, because what the hell does Danielle, Charmaine, and Don do? So yeah, them 3, yes. When it comes to being an employee or whatever, as an employee, you're supposed to, continue to uphold the company or whatever. With in y'all case, because you guys are tattoo artists, you're supposed to continue to bring in clientele or whatever. Make sure old clientele comes back, and this, that, and the third, which clearly y'all been doing. As to why y'all are still open, right? You know what I'm saying? But in Ryan's defense, this is his shop. And I still have yet to hear anybody saying that their name is on the lease as well. I keep on hearing Van saying he need to reclaim what's his or whatever, but what is yours? Unless your name is on the lease too, this is Ryan's shop, not your shop as well. You know what I'm saying? And, when it comes to decisions about the shop, like locks and who's going to get hired, who's going to get fired, and, all this other stuff, it's his decision. You know what I'm saying? And he don't really got to talk to y'all about that. He don't really have to talk to y'all about that. But Ryan, at the same time, I have to blame you too. And I felt like I said this last season as well. Because of the simple fact you always kept on talking about family, these motherfuckers' mindset is family now. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, they don't know how to separate the family from the business. You know what I mean? So now it's just like, they like, what the fuck? I thought you said this was a family, and now you talking, you doing other shit or whatever. You should have been like this from Jump Street. You should have been like, we family and everything, but business always comes first, and y'all need to remember that. But you didn't do that, though. You know what I'm saying? So now it's just a whole bunch of confusion or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You should have nipped that shit in the bud from day one. But hey. So yeah, let's get into the actual episode. So, it's the next day after, the 4-year anniversary of, 9mag or whatever. Junior, 4 and Charmaine, they're in the shop, they're looking at the aftermath of, the little scuffle that Ryan and, Van had, the night before or whatever. Now I will say, Van, I don't even know why you showed up. If you knew you wasn't feeling Ryan at that moment and you knew you was going to come in with a bad attitude or whatever, why even show up? Why show up? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, Ryan was being petty, throwing his chips or whatever, this, that, and the third, on the table and everything. And, pretty much Junior is on Ryan's side when it comes to this situation, because he feels like, he like, Van threw some shit or whatever, this, that, and the third. And Charmaine is like, yeah, after Ryan threw like, what, 8 chips at him or whatever, like, you mean to tell me you wouldn't feel no type of way? And then, Ryan, he comes in and everything, and, he feel like Van disrespected him because, like I said, Van did come in talking shit or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But, Forrest like, yeah, but you threw something at him, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of disrespectful, too. And, Brian like, well, damn, you know what I'm saying? Y'all all jumping on me and everything, like, as if, like Van wasn't wrong or whatever, and and Ryan, he's like, the junior, like, do you agree with them and everything? And Junior like, nah, I'm with you, Playboy. I'm with you, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, they both was wrong in that situation. They both was wrong. Like I said, Van shouldn't even have showed up if he knew he was going to have a piss poor attitude or whatever. And Ryan, although I understand, he shouldn't. He should have been the bigger person and not, And then on top of that too, Junior also, made the point that, Van turned his back on Ryan when Ryan was giving his speech. Yeah, that is some disrespectful ass shit. Like I said, they both was wrong. So moving on. We get Ryan. He's out with his, some of his friends, and he's out with Rachel, his baby mama. You guys know they're back together or whatever. It looked like they're at like some kind of lounge or something like that. They're just having a good time. Rachel thinks that Ryan needs to change the locks or whatever because everybody, change the locks in the shop because everybody is pretty much, forgetting who the fuck the owner is of the shop. And Ryan feels like that might be a good idea and everything. And, I've noticed that some people are saying that they feel like Rachel is going to be the next Duchess. I don't get that vibe from her yet. And I say yet because you just never know. But, yeah, I don't get that vibe from her yet. But, anyway, so, everybody's pretty much happy that, Ryan and Rachel are back together and yada, yada, yada. So that was cool. Moving on, we get Van. He's at his house or whatever with his girl and his daughter and everything. And he's cooking and, he's asking Brianna about, how she doing with basketball and everything. And she's like, well, I don't ever get put into the game because my coach is also my biology teacher, and I have a D in that class right now. And, Van is telling her to apply herself, and then he makes a joke about how, he'll put shit off or whatever and wait to do the shit in detention. I'm like, really, Van? You telling her to apply herself, then you gonna tell her some shit like that. But, no, on a serious note, he really wants her to, do good in school and everything. He don't want her, he wants her to end up at Yale and not in jail, okay? And next thing Van, he gets a call from his brother with some bad news about, their uncle. Their uncle passed away, and Van is very hurt because his uncle raised him once his father passed away or whatever and made him into the man that he is now or whatever. So that was definitely a sad thing to see and everything. It's always sad when somebody loses somebody very close to them, but and I can relate. So anyways, we have Charmaine. She's at the radio station. She's doing her radio thing now. She's interviewing Little Bibby. I think, is he from Chicago, right? I think he's from Chicago. She makes this comparison to her, to Charlotte. She makes this comparison of herself and Charlemagne the God. And I'm like, hold on, Charmaine, pump your brakes now. You got a long way to go before you can make them type of comparisons, okay? So, anyways, next thing you know, her boyfriend, shows up with the basket or whatever of food and, a bunch of other stuff. Then here come old Johnny. Y'all remember Johnny from last season, right? Gave Charmaine a hard time about working at the radio station or whatever. So he shows up player hating. He's like, who is this dude, coming in here for you or whatever, this, that, and the third. And, Charmaine's like, I mean, that's my boyfriend or whatever. And he's like, you just bringing stragglers up in here or whatever. And you can't be bringing him up in here. And, he can't be bringing you food and this, that, and the third. And, you kissing him in front of artists and stuff. That's very unprofessional, this, that, and the third. I understood where Johnny was coming from. I did. But I just kind of felt like he was player hating a little bit. Was I the only one that felt that way? I felt like he was just kind of player hating. But, he puts Charmaine on a 30-day probationary period or whatever. So her job at the radio station is pretty much on the line right now. So then we get Don. Him and Ashley are at the crib chilling and everything. Ashley is trying to talk to him. Don is still ignoring her because he's still not feeling her after what she did at, the anniversary party or whatever, when she went up to Charmaine's boyfriend and saying all that shit about Charmaine and going to have the nerve to tell the young man that Charmaine knew about her and Don. Now, we all know that's a fucking lie. And I know she watched the show back, so I don't even know why she would even tell him that. Like, I know you watched the show back and you saw it was otherwise. Don didn't tell nobody that y'all was together. So, yeah. But anyway, so, she don't know, like, what caused all of his anger or whatever. And he like, you! What the fuck you mean? You caused my anger. You know my triggers and shit, and you gonna still do the shit that you do to trigger me. You know what I'm saying? And, he brings up, the stress from her talking about she wanted to quit her job and everything because, that's going to be a lot of, pressure on him. Everything is going to fall on him and everything. And, on top of that, you going to sit up here and confront Charmaine's boyfriend or whatever about some shit that you clearly still been holding or whatever, this, that, and the third. Ashley feels like Don took it too far. Now, I will say Don had every right to be pissed off at you because you were out of line. You were out of fucking line. Now, maybe Don took it above and beyond. We know Don. Don is the true definition of going from 0 to 100 real quick. Okay? He gets like the Incredible Hulk. So, yeah. His anger probably got to a place where it didn't need to go. But he had the right to be mad at your ass because you was doing too fucking much. Okay? And, next thing you know, she's like, we need to talk to somebody. We need Jesus. She had me cracking up the way she said it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, y'all too, yes, y'all definitely need Jesus. For real. But at the same time, y'all need to talk to somebody. Y'all need to, for one, y'all need to put in the work to, make y'all relationship better. Don has to put in the work to, control his anger. Prayer is not the only thing that's going to help. I mean, yes, you do need to pray or whatever, I pray all the time, but you have to put in the work to get what you want. You know what I'm saying? For things to improve. You can't just sit up here and pray to the Lord or whatever and then just sit back and, expect some shit to fall out the motherfucking sky. Like, no. And like I said, in y'all case, I feel like y'all need to talk to somebody too. Like maybe a pastor or something, some marriage counseling. Maybe Don needs to get his own separate therapist to control his anger and, yada, yada, yada. So even Don, was cracking up, at that theory that Ashley had threw out there or whatever. So then we get Kat and Danielle. We know that Danielle popped up on Kat in LA or whatever. They're supposed to be having a girls' night and everything. Kat's new boo or boy toy or whatever, he comes over and everything. Kat, explains that it's not really that serious, as of right now. They're just having fun. The guy's name is Zach, Zach tells how he met Kat and everything. And, pretty much he met her by handing out flyers or whatever to her art show or whatever. So next thing Kat invites Zach out to, her and Danielle's girls' night and everything, to show him how they party or whatever. So Danielle feeling a little salty about that or whatever, but she likes Zach, so she's going to go with the flow. So, they're at the club or whatever. They're in the VIP section, turning up, whoop, whoop, or whatever. Danielle's whole plot really is to get Kat back in Chicago because, she needs her, and, Danielle's going through a lot. We know that Danielle revealed to us, in the last episode that she had a miscarriage and everything. And, they're partying or whatever. Kat, she's, kissing on her new boo or whatever, this, that, and the third. Danielle starts acting like a fucking brat. She starts acting like a brat, and then she leaves or whatever. Kat is chasing after her like, what's the problem? You know what I'm saying? And Danielle's like, I just confided in you about some shit or whatever, and I'm lonely and I'm hurting and blah, blah, blah. Now listen, I empathize with Danielle because of the fact that, she lost her baby and everything, and, the shit that's going on, and on top of that, the shit that, is going on with Nine-Mag or whatever, this, that, and the third. But you popped up on Kat. It's not like I'm pretty sure if you would have called Kat like some weeks or a week or so in advance and told her, hey, I want to come out and see you and everything, I'm pretty sure Kat would have had some shit laid out for y'all two to just hang out and do y'all thing. But that's not what happened. You popped up on her, and like she said, in the last episode, what if she wouldn't have been home? Then what? You know what I'm saying? It's like, how you gonna get mad at her, Danielle? Like, you were really acting like a fucking brat, and you were pissing me off. And even Kat, she was like, I'm always around you and Terrence or whatever, but now that I have somebody, it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? And Danielle, she's over it. She Ubers her way back to her hotel, wherever she's staying at. I think the thing with Danielle is, Danielle, we know that, Danielle feels like that she hasn't really accomplished anything or whatever, because she said that last week, she feels like she's 26 years old or whatever, and she hasn't accomplished nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I do feel like, that's another reason why she kind of acted out or whatever, because of the fact that she feels like, Kat is doing such great things, Charmaine is doing great things, and she's just kind of here. You know what I'm saying? She's just kind of, skating by or whatever. You know what I'm saying? While she's watching her friends do such amazing things or whatever. And I understand, where Danielle's coming from on that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that doesn't give you a right to act like a fucking brat either. You know what I'm saying? And Danielle, you only 26. It is definitely not too late for you to go out and get some shit. And, do, what you want to do outside of Nine-Mag. It's not too late. You know what I'm saying? But she just really pissed me off with that. But yeah, Danielle, it's really not too late to, go out and do some shit for you outside of Nine-Mag. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you acting all like that, all bratty, and it's just, that shit was uncalled for, and yeah. So, anyways, Van, he goes to, see his uncle at the funeral home and everything, and I was kind of creeped out a little bit that they kind of showed his face or whatever. I was like, I didn't really have to show that, but he's pretty much talking about, like I said, reclaiming what's his or whatever. So against Ryan. So moving on, we're back at Nine-Mag and everything. Junior and the new receptionist, because you guys know Ryan fired Danielle last week or whatever. So Junior and the new receptionist, they're having a conversation or whatever. And Ryan, he brings somebody in to, change the locks and everything, because he tired of motherfuckers feeling like, just because they got a key to the shop that, they can do what they want or feel like that it's their shop when it's his. You know what I'm saying? And, I ain't mad at him about that. I ain't mad at all. You know what I'm saying? And, Junior is pretty much with Ryan 100% on this idea and everything. Charmaine, she's walking up as the locksmith is changing the locks or whatever. And, she's like, why the fuck are you changing the locks and everything? And, Ryan is like, because I'm tired of y'all motherfuckers feeling like this is y'all shit. And this is my shit. My name is on the lease. You know what I'm saying? And, Charmaine feels like this could be handled in a different way or whatever. And, Ryan said he should have did this shit from the beginning and everything. I said, yeah, you should have. It's a lot of shit you should have done and set straight from the motherfucking beginning. But yet, here we are. So, anyways, Charmaine is feeling some type of way because Junior keeps on adding his 2 cents or whatever, this, that, and the third. But, I mean, Junior ain't learned. So, she feels like, yeah, you need to stay in your motherfucking lane or whatever. And she also feels like, too, that, this isn't business or whatever. Ryan feels some type of way against Van, so now, he's acting out or whatever. It could be or whatever, but I mean, if this is what it had to take for Ryan to put his motherfucking foot down, then I mean, I'm just saying. So anyways, Kat visits Danielle or whatever at, I guess, the hotel that she's staying in. They're sitting poolside or whatever. Kat is trying to, butter up Danielle. Danielle still acting bratty. She's not going for it at first. Danielle feels like that she needed her, and Kat just kind of pushed her to the side and everything. Kat apologizes or whatever. And I was kind of mad that Kat apologized. What the fuck you apologizing for? Danielle should have apologized because she was doing way too fucking much. You know what I'm saying? Danielle should have apologized. So, but Danielle does acknowledge the fact that, she was coming off kind of psycho. So I guess I'll give her that. But she should have gave an actual apology to Kat. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. They make up. So, next thing they get a call from Van, a FaceTime call from Van and everything. And, he's telling Kat, how his uncle passed away or whatever. And, he's also, telling her about Ryan. And I'm kind of mad how just, Kat is just taking their word for everything and not getting Ryan's side of the story or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Considering you and Ryan are supposed to be friends too, but whatever. So anyways, Van, he's like, he needs Kat to come back to the shop or whatever to help bring the team back and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, what the fuck Kat gonna do? Like, really? Like, what the fuck is she supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? I was just like, man, get the fuck out of here with that shit. So anyways, this is the last thing, we're back at 9 Mag, Charmaine and the new receptionist. I gotta learn that girl's name because I don't want to keep on calling her the new receptionist. But anyways, Charmaine is giving her like a twerk lesson or whatever. Junior is watching and they like, hey, throw that ass in the circle. Throw that ass in the circle, Next thing Van, he breaks into the damn building with the crowbar because he realized that the locks were changed and everything. So they all come to the front like, what the fuck is going on? They realize it's Van and everything. And Van is like, nobody called and told me like this shit was going down and this, that, and the third, yada, yada, yada. Like, so Junior is like, so you gonna pay for that window, right? And Van's like, hell no, like this is on 9 Mag's dime or whatever, this, that, and the third. And Van, you must want to go back to boot camp or better yet, go to prison because you breaking and entering, my brother. I'm just saying, you're breaking and entering, okay? So, Junior is like, Junior tells Van, like, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I work here too, or whatever. And that whole family shit that you talking about is some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because let's be for real. Your real family is at home. Okay? Like, this is a place of business and yada, yada, yada. Next thing you know, Van and Junior, they get into a fight. And I will say, Junior kind of held his own against Van. Van ain't do shit for real, but just kind of use his muscle a little bit. But anyways, that pretty much was the review. Make sure, that pretty much was the episode. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys come back, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.